Good evening, and thank you all so much for joining us this evening. We'll call to order this meeting of the Gahanna City Council on Monday, December 15th, 2025. Join me and stand for the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance led by Vice President Trenton Weaver.
Thank you. As we conclude this year, we reflect on all that has come to pass, and we express gratitude for the hard work and diverse perspectives of all those who contributed to our shared progress and the strength of our community. As we move forward, may we continue to use reason and compassion to guide our decisions, working together toward a bright future of peace, prosperity, and the common good for all our residents. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Van Meter, would you please call the roll?
Bowers.
Here.
Jones.
Here.
McGregor.
Here.
Padova.
Here.
Renner.
Here.
Schnetzer.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Thank you, Mr. Van Meter. This evening, we have two corrections to the agenda. One is an addition under Section I. We'll include Ordinance 61-2025, an ordinance regarding the United Steel, Paper, and Forestry, Rubber Manufacturing Energy, basically USW collective bargaining unit contract. We will also not need to have an executive session, which is listed under Section R of this evening's agenda. Are there any other corrections or additions to this evening's agenda? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to Section C, presentations. Mayor Jadwin for the swearing-in ceremony to recognize Garrett Whitney.
Thank you very much, Council President. We have had the pleasure of being able to administer the oath of office to several Gahanna police officers throughout this year, and it is wonderful at our last council meeting of the year to have yet another opportunity to do so. This evening, we are welcoming to our Gahanna family Officer Garrett Whitney, who is a lateral transfer. And I'm going to turn it over. Director Becker, would you want to say a few words first before we administer the oath?
Thank you, Mayor. We've been working really hard, as I keep mentioning, to get it fully staffed with great people. And Officer Whitney's coming to us with a bunch of experience. He's coming down from Mansfield. If you're keeping track, that's 2 from Mansfield. I'm worried I'm probably not going to go skiing up at snow trails. They may have something out for me. But he brings a wealth of experience. He's already going to be bringing, thank you, access to our new CAD and RMS system. He's trained in that, so he might move right into, once he finishes his training, helping train our existing officers. So we're excited to have him here, and with that, I'll turn over to the chief.
We have made a lot of progress over the last couple of weeks. We have additional offers out, including some recruit officers that'll follow on after the first of the year. And then hopefully we get through a few promotional processes here in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be doing those as well. So again, thank you for all the support, and we welcome Garrett aboard.
If you want to come over by me and face the mayor.
I state your name.
I, Garrett Whitney,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the Constitution and statutes
the Constitution and statutes
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Gahanna,
of the City of Gahanna,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of police officer
of police officer
for the Gahanna Division of Police,
for the Gahanna Division of Police,
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director Becker, Chief Spence, and Mayor Jadwin, and welcome to Gahanna, Officer Whitney. Next up, we have a joint resolution proclamation presentation recognizing the Pinnell Christmas Extravaganza's 50th anniversary, and I will allow Councilwoman Kaylee Padova to further introduce this resolution.
Thank you. Tonight, I'm honored to present a resolution recognizing the Pinnell Christmas Extravaganza's 50th anniversary this year. This is a tradition that for many families in Gahanna truly marks the start of the holiday season. This show has been part of my family's holiday tradition for about a decade. My sister-in-law teaches at Pinnell, and my niece has been dancing there since she could walk, possibly before. So I've seen firsthand the time, the care, the dedication that goes into these shows and everything that goes into it long before the curtain ever opens. The work that the dancers put into this is nothing short of remarkable. What makes this show especially meaningful to our community is that rather than paying an admission fee, collecting money for the show, they actually collect donations to distribute to Grin. So the price of admission is simply a donation. During my time working at Grin, anytime the word Pinnell was brought up, any longtime volunteers immediately thought of this show and how sore their bodies typically were after unloading and moving and sorting all of the donations. This year, they brought in 2,819 pounds of food. To put that into perspective, a can of green beans weighs less than a pound. So that is a huge amount of food going directly to our families here in Gahanna. So this year marks the 50th anniversary for the Pinnell Christmas Extravaganza. For half a century, it's blended arts with generosity and supported our community. So I'm very proud to bring this resolution forward tonight and recognize Miss Jerry Pinnell for her dedication not only to the arts but to our community, as well as her daughter Ashley Holt, who I'm assuming will carry the torch for another 50 years. And I will also turn things over to the mayor here to say a few words and then invite you guys up to take a quick picture with us.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman. Jerry, I think you look the same, exactly the same as you did 30 years ago when my kids were in the Christmas extravaganza. You don't ever age, but it is truly, truly a pleasure to join in with our council this evening to recognize this unbelievable milestone. Your dance studio, this event, it does so much. It has created traditions. I know families whose it's passed down from generation. They were students and now their children are students. You've created memories. I can share, I still live a memory because my husband danced in the dad line, and that's his claim to fame. All these years later, he will still talk about that event. It was burned into his memory and all of ours. Thank you very much. But really, that speaks to what this event does. It creates those lasting memories. It brings families together, it brings the communities together, and it just creates wonderful, loving memories that last a lifetime. And then on top of that, you do this incredible impact by collecting food for Grin and giving back to the community and taking all of those hours of practicing and teaching and those little costumes that are so adorable. I still have my kids' costumes. But you turn all of that into just giving back to the community. And that is just so exceptional, and I believe it truly is representative of the spirit of Gahanna and what our community is. As we'll talk about tonight in the number of things. But thank you. Thank you for what you've done and what you continue to do. And I'll look forward to next year's extravaganza as well. But thank you again for the opportunity to join in this recognition.
So if members of council and mayor, city attorney, and then if Jerry and Ashley can also come up and we'll take a quick picture here.
I just want to say really quickly, we grew up in, I went to Gahanna High School, well, elementary school, high school, and everything. She and her brother both went through Gahanna, and Gahanna's been so good to us, and it's home to us. It's just the most wonderful place. And the Gahanna Lions Club picks up all the food. I mean, it's so much, and it's crazy, but we work so closely with them, and we love them. And Dave Barnica did it for years, and it was just wonderful. So thank you so much. We didn't expect this. This was really a lovely surprise.
I'll just say thank you as well, and we're so grateful that we can do a show to give a little bit back, because you guys have all given us so much over the years, and it really is very meaningful, so thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again to Jerry and to the entire Pinnell dance team. Thank you so much to Councilwoman Padova for recommending this resolution this evening. Our last ceremonial resolution presentation, last but certainly not least, is to recognize the state championship Gahanna Lincoln High School girls cross country team and Coach of the Year, Coach Ryan Callahan. And for this, I will turn it over to Councilwoman McGregor for introducing the resolution further.
Thank you. Well, you've all made us very proud. I would like to name the gals. Rachel, is it Isle? Illy. Okay, I was going to say that. Ruby Lewis, Olivia Schmenk, Rebecca Shope, Dylan Yost, and Abigail Young, Jillian Gomez. And I just say that they did a great job. This is the third consecutive appearance at a state meet that they've made. All 7 girls made academic all Ohio honors. And I have a granddaughter who's on the JV team, Marilyn McGregor, but she has swim practice, so she's probably home with wet hair right now, but their practice ended at 6:30. And we want to honor Coach Callahan too, because he actually won Coach of the Year, OCC Capital Conference Coach of the Year, before the girls won state. So he was already recognized that before they even had this great honor. So I guess that's all I have to say. We just really appreciate you guys do all the work you do. I think all the work your parents have done over the years, getting you to practices and stuff, and the hard work you've done in schoolwork as well as going to practice. And it's really an honor to honor you guys tonight. Do you have anything?
Sure, thank you. And thank you for joining with me on this, Councilwoman. I appreciate it. So it truly is a privilege to recognize this really extraordinary accomplishment that will, I believe, forever be a part of our community. This year, what you've accomplished it just didn't happen by accident. It was years, I was going to say hours, but then I changed it to years, of hard work, of teamwork, of trusting one another, building that relationship, building that environment, building that culture. And I was talking to the girls out in the lobby, I asked them if they learned anything this year, what was one lesson that they learned, and they said teamwork is the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, Coach, that's reflective of you and your assistant coaches as well, for the way that you lead, for the vision, for the environment that you've created for these young girls to thrive, clearly thriving. And rumor has it maybe you'll be good next year too. So maybe we'll be back here again next year, but not that I'm putting expectations or pressure on you. I'm not at all. You just do your best. We'll be happy. But what an incredible, incredible feat for all of you. It's such a source of pride for our community, and it is just a joy to be able to recognize you and to thank you and congratulate you. And I know a few of you will be running at the collegiate level pretty soon, so we look forward to following your careers there, and keep us posted on how you're doing. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Council would like, and the mayor and the city attorney would like to join you for a photo. I would like to ask that the cross-country team and Coach Callahan remain standing after the photo so that there can be a brief commendation presentation by Brian Metzbauer, a designee from the Secretary of State's office. In the back here?
All right, I think we'll get it. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Done.
As President Bauer said, my name is Brian Metzbauer. I'm with Secretary of State Frank LaRose's office. I was mentioning to him what a great achievement you girls had done. He's an avid runner, so he said, please bring them accommodation on my behalf. So this from the Ohio Secretary of State, Frank LaRose. Three, two.
Coach, you want to say anything or not?
I love any opportunity to talk about these girls. What a great season. We started working June 16th on our season. It was 21 long weeks of hard work. Each of these girls individually put in somewhere between 500 and 600 miles in that 21 weeks. They show up every day. They put in the work. They are just amazing to be around. There's 52 total girls in our program. This is just the 12 that represented us at the state meet. These 12 girls, in addition to just being amazing athletes, they're amazing in the classroom as well. They have an overall GPA, an average GPA of 4.089 from these 12 girls. So it's a pleasure to celebrate them, to give them this recognition. Thanks to the city, Chief Spence. The day of the state meet, we got a great escort back into town. That was an awesome surprise as we came back in town. The bus driver, I think, got into it more than the girls did. He was laying on the horn the whole time. And, it was so much fun, and again, just thanks for all the support from the city. And I know if you're out and about after school hours, you see us running around because again, there's 52 of us. There's 65 on the boys team. There's a lot of people running around the city. But thanks to everybody for the support.
Well, congratulations, and thank you so much to our guests for joining us this evening. Congratulations on the recognition of your excellence in each of your own ways. We look forward to future celebrations, including you here in Gahanna. Our next section of this evening's agenda is the hearing of visitors. We have 2 video submissions this evening and 3 speaker slips. So in the order in which they were received, we'll start with the 2 video submissions, please.
President, council members, and residents of Gahanna, thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. My name is Ifra Alial, and my address is 15 West Kellogg Boulevard, St. Paul, Minnesota, 55102. I'm a Somali American educator and community member. Today, I'd like to share my lived experience and what many Somali and East African families are navigating right now, both here in Central Ohio and across the country. When hateful rhetoric targets a specific ethnic group or religious identity, the impact is not abstract. It doesn't just stay on social media or cable news. It shows up in everyday life, like in the grocery store, at school, or any other public spaces. Many Somali and East African families are feeling heightened fear and vigilance right now. Parents are having conversations with their children about safety that no family should have to normalize. People are altering their routines, where they shop, how they visibly express their identities, how much to speak in public, not because they've done anything wrong, but because their identity is being targeted right now. In Minnesota, where the largest Somali population in the country lives, we are seeing this play out in real time. Community spaces are being surveilled, families are anxious, young people are questioning their belonging. And these are lived realities being documented by community organizations, educators, and legal advocates. If I could just take us back to why this matters. History teaches us why this matters. After 9/11, we saw increased surveillance, hate crimes, and policies that disproportionately targeted Muslim and immigrant communities. Many of us in this room lived through that period and remember the damage it caused, not only to those who were directly impacted, but to our social cohesion and trust within our society. What's really important to understand is that targeting one group doesn't remain that way. What begins with one group never ends with one group. Dehumanizing rhetoric creates permission to harm a specific group at a specific time, but it creates long-term permission structures, permission for harassment, exclusion, and harm. And once those structures exist, they don't remain neatly contained. Condemning hateful rhetoric is not about politics. It's about public safety, social cohesion, and the values we want reflected in our community. Condemning hateful rhetoric is about public safety, social cohesion, and the values we want reflected in our local communities. Somali and East African residents are your neighbors, business owners, students, parents, healthcare workers, and public servants.
Thank you. And our next video is from Laura Abbas.
Thank you, members of the Gahanna City Council. Good evening. My name is Laura Abbas. I live at 1398 Harrison Pond Drive, and I have been a Gahanna resident for 13 years. I serve on the Gahanna Jefferson Parent Equity Committee, and I'm here tonight to express my strong support for the joint resolution and proclamation 0060-2025, and I urge the council to approve it. I am a nonprofit consultant who specializes in immigrant and refugee organizations for the past 20 years. In all of those 20 years, I can 100% say that this is the hardest time to be a foreign-born and person who is Black and brown in this country. I am one of the co-founders of the Central Ohio Rapid Response Network, which started in January 2024. This network consists of 40 member organizations and has had over 50 meetings since last January. We have made over 80 attorney referrals, convened 10 community training sessions on Know Your Rights, and had over 139 successful interventions. All of this before ICE has come full force to Central Ohio. But don't get me wrong, they are here, just not in full operation mode yet, as we have seen in Chicago, Charlotte, New Orleans, and most recently Minneapolis. This joint resolution and proclamation is telling the residents of Gahanna, who are foreign-born and U.S.-born, that they are valued and supported by their city council. It saddens me that such a resolution and proclamation had to be created. However, that is the situation right now in our country and in Gahanna. Dignity, safety, and belonging are for all who call the city home. Also for those vulnerable populations who come to work in Gahanna every day, please don't forget about them. No matter where you were born, you are in community in Gahanna. Thank you for your time and for considering my comments.
Thank you, Mr. Van Meter. All right, we have 3 speaker slips from folks who have joined us this evening. Would you please approach when I call your name, please approach the podium and state your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes for your remarks. The first speaker slip I have this evening is from Dr. Abdul Qadir Bare.
Good evening. I will not go longer than my 3 minutes, but in advance, I wish you all of us, city councilors, everyone, Happy New Year. New Year's coming, Merry Christmas, and every base religion or beliefs. We are wishing a great year, we are wishing safe year, and we are wishing peace and prosperity year coming, inshallah, by the grace of God. To start my minutes, I will go precisely thanking the City Council and Gahanna and everyone organized this meeting, and I thank you the clips you brought, and I thank you brought this topic tonight here. We are immigrants like anyone have background, great father, grandfather, grandmother in this country, most of us. And we are new immigrants. But being a new immigrant, it doesn't make us the language our president describes us. We are not. We are Americans, we are neighbors, we are hard workers, we are doctors, we are lawyers, we are elected officers. Every position in this country, we are not the president, but we are like any other Americans. And this situation and this difficult time, we thank everyone. When we wake up morning and we drive in all of us, we don't ask, are you Republican or Democrat or Liberal or that? We're all Americans doing our obligation, doing our rights, and fulfill our responsibility. We did that. Now, the time of difficulty, we ask everyone to stand with us for the sake of unity, for the sake of the safety, for the sake of the kids going to school, when the other kids believe what they hear, and telling them, if your kid tells you, why our president called me trash? Why we are trash? And explaining the kids, and swallowing the language and saying, no, that's not what it is. It's difficult to explain. But again, across the board, we thank all Americans, those who stand with us. Those who are silent, we ask them to stand with us. It's for the sake of our unity of our country. Today, Somalian kids who come here as a kid, they feel every position. They feel the army, they feel the police, they feel every position we're supposed to do. So, everyone here,
Thank
we're
you.
neighbors, thank you. And thank you, and thank you all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Bare. The next speaker slip I have is from Kathir Musa. If you'd please approach the podium, state your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes for your remarks.
Good evening. I'm grateful to be here. My name is Kathir Musa. I am a Somali American and also a community leader, and also a healthcare provider. The recent remarks from the administration were very hurtful to our Somali community. Every community deserves respect, and we want to be seen with dignity. When Minnesota was targeted, the entire diaspora community was targeted. The past few days, I have received many calls from community members. People are scared. What many in Gahanna may not know is that our Somali community in Gahanna and Minneapolis are very close, connected. Families travel back and forth often, and many of us have relatives in both cities. When something affected one community, it deeply affected the other. Our community work hard. We are business owners, healthcare workers, teachers, students, lawyers, and also we have elected officials in Ohio. In the last few weeks, many U.S. citizens, many Somali Americans has been detained by ICE, which is not only alarming, but also illegal. This has caused deep fear and uncertainty in our community, and we must stand together to protect the rights and ensure our justice. During this time, I want everyone to feel safe and supported. Please stay connected and look out for one another. Thank you to our all elected officials. Thank you to our council president, mayor, and entire city councils. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. I think I forgot to say my address. My name is Kausar Musa, and my address is 645 Galloway, Ohio. I do not live in Gahanna, but I serve for the people of Gahanna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Musa. Our next speaker slip this evening is from Abdi Dini. If you'd please approach the podium, you've got 3 minutes for your remarks, and please provide your address as well.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. President Powers, Vice President Weaver, Mayor Jedwin, council members, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That's peace be upon you in Arabic. Speak a little bit of Arabic. I'm not going to take too much time, probably way less than the 2 and 30 minutes left. Today, we choose unity over division. We choose to stand together as Americans, as neighbors, as fellow Americans. We choose to look out for each other. We choose to uplift each other. We choose compassion over suspicion. We choose love over hate. We choose to commit to treat every neighbor, regardless of background, belief, color, national origin, or story, with respect, care, and dignity. We embrace everyone who calls this country home. We all belong here, and we commit to make America, our Gahanna, and the greater Columbus a better place to live and raise family. We grow together. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give many thanks to our Gahanna and greater Columbus leadership to not allow hate, to not allow bigotry, to not allow racism, to not allow undefine our city. We teach our kids every day that respect and kindness are the norm, and that our diversity is not a threat, but our strength. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart, ladies and gentlemen. May you have a good evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Are there any other speaker slips this evening, Mr. Van Meter?
No additional.
All right, our next section on this evening's agenda is the consent agenda. We do not have any ordinances for second reading, so we'll move for, I'll request a motion to adopt the consent agenda as published.
Madam President,
Yes.
opening a public hearing for the
Oh,
Academy.
excuse me, I skipped over that, thank you. All right, I apologize, I got ahead of myself. Section E, public hearings. We do have one public hearing this evening, and this is regarding the proposed issuance of economic development revenue bonds. The rules that are cited that govern our public hearings are cited on the agenda this evening. Public comment will be open with 3 minutes allowed per speaker. Speakers are requested to complete a speaker slip and come to the podium when called and state their name and address for the record. If you've not yet completed a speaker slip, you may do so after your comments. This public hearing is hereby called to order. This hearing is being held in connection with the proposed issuance by the city of not to exceed $15 million of economic development improvement and refunding revenue bonds, Series 2025, the Columbus Academy Project, the bonds. Pursuant to Chapter 165 of the Ohio Revised Code and Article 8, Section 13 of the Ohio Constitution. If the issuance of the bonds is authorized, the proceeds will be used by the Columbus Academy to, 1, finance the costs associated with certain capital expenditures for a maintenance building at the campus of the Columbus Academy, located at 4300 Cherry Bottom Road, Gahanna, Ohio. 2, refund and retire the outstanding $10.7 million City of Gahanna, Ohio Economic Development Revenue Bonds, Series 2019A, the Columbus Academy Project, and $8.3 million City of Gahanna, Ohio Economic Development Refunding Revenue Bonds, Series 219B, the Columbus Academy Project, issued to finance and refinance the costs associated with certain capital expenditures of the Columbus Academy, including but not limited to additions and renovations of certain school and school athletic buildings of the Columbus Academy, and all necessary appurtenances thereto, located in and on the real property of the borrower located at 4300 Cherry Bottom Road, Gahanna, Ohio. The bonds shall not represent or constitute a debt or pledge of the faith and credit or the taxing power of the City of Gahanna, Ohio, the State of Ohio, or any political subdivision of the State of Ohio. The initial legal owner and principal user of the project is the Columbus Academy. Notice of this hearing was given by publication on December 8th, 2025 in the Columbus Dispatch. The purpose of the hearing is to hear comments regarding the issuance of the bonds for the proposed project. The hearing is not a forum for debate or a judicial hearing, but simply an opportunity for members of the public to represent their views. Anyone wishing to speak on the topic may come forward now.
Hi, my name's Allie Kimbler, here as bond counsel from Dinsmore and Shoal, along with Mark Kamer, also here as bond counsel from Dinsmore and Shoal. First of all, thank you for carving out time tonight for the public hearing. We are here having this public hearing because in order for the city to serve as the conduit issuer for the bonds, the Internal Revenue Code requires this public hearing. So thank you for making the time for us tonight. One thing to mention, as I'm sure you're aware, the city is acting solely in a conduit capacity here. These types of bonds do not constitute a direct debt of the city, and no city finances are pledged towards repayment. Columbus Academy is solely responsible for repayment of the bonds. And that is all I have. If you all have any questions or comments, we're happy to answer. But otherwise, thank you.
Thank you, Council. If you would complete a speaker slip and deliver it to Clerk Van Beter, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Any other speakers to be heard in this public hearing this evening? All right, there being no further comments, we'll close the public hearing and return to the rest of the agenda, which is now Section F, the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as published?
So moved, Madam.
I have a first by Mr. Weaver and a second by Mr. Renner. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Van Meter, would you please call the roll?
Weaver?
Yes.
Renner?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Padova?
Yes.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes. Motion carries, and the items on the consent agenda are approved as published. Yes. Oh, gosh, thank you. It takes a village, you guys. All right. Section G, motions. We have one motion on this evening's agenda, motion 15-2025. As previously discussed in committee, I'd like to ask for a motion to set 4:00 p.m. as the time for the January 2nd, 2026 organizational and regular meeting of the City Council in accordance with Council Rule 5.10. Is there a first?
First.
First by Mr. Renner.
Second.
Second by Mr. Weaver. Any discussion? All right, we'll see everybody on Friday at 4:00. Mr. Van Meter, would you please call the roll?
Renner?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Padova?
Yes.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Motion carries, and Mr. Van Meter will notice the meeting as moved. Section H, resolutions. We have two resolutions that are on the regular agenda this evening. Resolution 0060-2025, a joint resolution and proclamation affirming human dignity and belonging for all who call Gahanna home. Is there a first to adopt Resolution 0060-2025?
So moved.
I have a first by Mr. Renner.
Second.
And a second by Ms. Jones. Any discussion? Yes, Mrs. McGregor.
I just have a few comments. Gahanna has always been a welcoming community, supporting our citizens in the best way we can. Our family has a history of supporting refugees. In the late 1970s, there was a crisis in the Southeast Asia region. Millions of Vietnamese, Laotians, and Cambodians fled their homes. My family took in 2 families in succession during that time. It was a program through our church and facilitated by Lutheran Social Services. Our home on Amesbury had separate living spaces on the lower level. The refugees lived with us, occupying the lower level, and there were families of 7 and 8. Our children were about 3 and 5, and all the children enjoyed playing together as there were no doors between the levels. I cannot support this resolution as it does not differentiate between immigrants and legal immigrants. We are a nation of laws, and entering the country illegally is a criminal offense. Legal immigrants and those with legal refugee status I can support. I think this is a divisive document and cannot support it.
Thank you, Mrs. McGregor.
You're welcome.
Any other comments this evening? All right. I'd just take a moment and thank all the speakers that joined us this evening for so eloquently expressing your thoughts on unity and the importance of us coming together to stand up for all who call Gahanna home and all who call Central Ohio home. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you to Ms. Jones, Mr. Renner, and Mayor Jadwin for your work on bringing this resolution forward.
President,
Yes, Mr. Renner.
do have something.
Thank you.
I want to take us a little bit different direction. I've been thinking about this a lot. Yesterday, I took a quiet walk through Blenheim Woods, and bear with me, I'm going to get to a point. Whenever I'm carrying something heavy, trying to work through a difficult issue, or simply need space of time to think, I find this deep sense of clarity in the woods. Being among trees, water has a way of slowing down and reminding you of what matters. I would also like to note that by some traditions, yesterday was the 3rd Sunday of Advent, known as the Sunday of Hope and Joy. And I think that it's a reminder that even in complex and divided times, resilience is not built through fear or urgency, but it's through care, attention, and presence. Across history, poets, philosophers have pointed to a simple truth. How we learn to be present shapes how we learn to care for ourselves, for our neighbors, and for the community we share. It felt fitting to be in Blenheim Woods, where one of the lakes is actually named for Henry David Thoreau, who, like Dickinson and Emerson, believed that when we slow down and truly pay attention, we remember what matters most. That they understood that presence forms character, and character forms our community. To me, the natural world teaches this quietly. We are connected, we are independent, and dignity is something to be earned, and it already exists. In some traditions in the Zen, there is a similar lesson. Resilience grows when we respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. We listen before we judge, and we make room for wiser decisions and stronger relationships. So all of that reflection brings me to why are we here tonight? Tonight we are not debating a partisan priority or elevating one group over another. We are affirming the kind of city we choose to be. For some time now, across our region, across the nation, we have seen the rhetoric that diminishes people's humanity, creates fear among neighbors, and erodes the sense of belonging that every resident deserves. This resolution is not about political identities or labels. Its intent is simple and clear: to set a civic standard that Gahanna rejects dehumanizing speech and stands with all its residents who experience racism, xenophobia, or targeted harm. We do this not because we agree on every national issue, but because we share responsibility for the well-being of our community. Our strength as a city has always come from respect, inclusion, and shared dignity. By adopting this resolution, we affirm that belonging in Gahanna is not aspirational, it is lived. On this day, after the Sunday of hope and joy, let us remember, hope becomes durable when it is practiced. Resilience becomes real when it is shared. And our community is strongest when dignity is non-negotiable. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Renner. Any further discussion this evening? All right. Mr. Van Meter, would you please call the roll?
Renner.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Padova.
Yes.
Schnetzer.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Bowers.
Yes.
McGregor.
No.
The motion carries. Resolution 60-2025 is adopted. Next resolution on this evening's agenda is Resolution 62-2025, a joint proclamation and resolution recognizing the state championship Gahanna Lincoln High School girls cross-country team and Coach Ryan Callahan. This is on our regular agenda because this is the first item that's come before, first impression it's come before us. Is there a first to adopt the resolution?
So moved.
A first by Mr. Renner
Second.
and a second by Mr. Weaver. Any discussion with regard to this item? All right. I'll just note my thanks again to Mayor Jadwin and to all of council for their interest in ensuring that we were recognizing the excellence of the girls cross-country team and, of course, Coach Callahan. Mr. Van Meter, would you please call the roll?
Renner.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Schnetzer.
Yes.
Bowers.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Padova.
Yes.
Motion carries and Resolution 62-2025 is adopted. Next section, Section I, ordinances for introduction and first reading. Mr. Van Meter, would you please read the ordinances identified under Section I?
Ordinance 0055-2025, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Elite Excavating Company of Ohio, Inc. for the 2025 Street Rebuild and Waterline Program, ST 1116. Ordinance 0056-2025, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Shelley and Sands, Inc. for the Taylor Road Water Main Replacement Project, ST 1121. Ordinance 0060-2025, an ordinance authorizing the acceptance and transfer of certain real property generally located at 110 North High Street, 120 North High Street, 130 to 140 Mill Street, 152 Mill Street, 153 to 155 Mill Street, 161 to 167 Mill Street, 169 Mill Street, and 170 Mill Street in the city of Gahanna, Ohio.
Thank you, Mr. Van Meter. We have one additional ordinance for first reading this evening. That's Ordinance 61-2025, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into the United Steel, Paper, and Forestry, Rubber Manufacturing, Energy, Allied Industrial, and Service Workers International, USW, Collective Bargaining Unit contract for the period of January 2nd, 2026 through January 1, 2029, and declaring an emergency. Just by way of point of order on this item, the contract referenced here was approved by union members today. Thanks so much to the incredible diligence and efficiency of the city's HR team. We do have this item on for first reading tonight. By rule, the administration had 14 days to present the contract to council, and council then has 30 days to act on the item. So this item can come forward for second reading and adoption with emergency on January 2nd. Section J, ordinances for second reading and adoption. We have one item this evening. Mr. Van Meter, would you please read Ordinance 49 into the record?
Ordinance 0049-2025, an ordinance adopting appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Gahanna during fiscal year 2026.
Thank you, Mr. Van Meter. Is there a motion to approve ordinance 49-2025?
So moved, Madam President.
I have a first by Mr. Weaver
Second.
and a second by Mr. Renner. There is a request, recommended amendment to amend to adopt substitute Exhibit A. Is there a motion to amend to include substitute Exhibit A?
So moved, Madam President.
First by Mr. Weaver
Second.
and a second by Mr. Renner. Any discussion with regard to the amendment? All right, hearing none, Mr. Van Meter, would you please call the roll?
Weaver?
Yes.
Renner?
Yes.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Padova?
Yes.
All right, the motion carries and the ordinance is amended as stated. Getting back to the underlying motion on the table, is there any discussion regarding adoption of the amended ordinance? Yes, Mr. Weaver.
Thank you, Madam President. Just very briefly, I want to express my gratitude to the administration and to staff, to my colleagues for the process this year. I know there's been a lot of healthy discussion over the last several months. Thank you particularly to Chairman Renner for his leadership over the last several months and shepherding us all through the budget process. Overall, I think this budget is a reflection of how far we've come as a community. There are wonderful investments in the future for our city included therein. Next year is a big year for the city. There will be a lot going on, but that is also recognition that we know there is more work to be done, and there are some things that are not in the budget that I know some folks would love to see. So, but I look forward to working with my colleagues, the administration, and the community to continue building a city that we can all continue to be proud to call home. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. Mrs. Padova.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to all of the staff who have, I know, spent lots of time and effort in getting this budget put together and all of the late nights with all of the budget meetings. I know everybody doesn't have the same level of budget expertise as Councilman Schnetzer, but I do feel that the way our budget is presented, that it's very easy to open up, read, see really where our values lie in the city. So thank you to everyone who has worked on this.
Thank you, Ms. Padova. Any further discussion? All right, Mr. Van Meter, would you please call the roll?
Weaver?
Yes.
Renner?
Yes.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Padova?
Yes.
Motion carries and the budget for 2026 is approved. Section K, ordinances for second reading and emergency adoption. Mr. Van Meter, would you please read ordinance 53 into the record?
Ordinance 0053-2025, an ordinance determining the necessity of and authorizing the issuance and sale of economic development improvement and refunding revenue bonds, Series 2025, the Columbus Academy project of the City of Gahanna, Ohio, in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $15 million, authorizing the execution and delivery of a loan agreement, an assignment of a loan agreement, a bond purchase agreement, a tax exemption certificate, an agreement, and other documents in connection with the issuance of the bonds and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Van Meter. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 53-2025 with emergency?
So moved.
I have a first by Ms. Jones
Second.
and a second by Mr. Weaver. Any discussion on this item? I just wanted to take a moment to thank Bond Counsel for your diligence in being here with us for many meetings and for the succinct explanation of the item before us. So thank you for your time. Mr. Van Meter, would you please call the roll?
Jones?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Padova?
Yes.
Renner?
Yes.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Motion carries and ordinance 53-2025 is adopted with emergency. Section L, ordinances for introduction, waiver, and adoption. Mr. Van Meter, would you please read ordinance 57-2025 into the record?
Ordinance 0057-2025, an ordinance authorizing supplemental appropriations for fiscal year 2025 and waiving second reading, General Fund, TIF Fund, Parks and Recreation Fund, and Leave Payout Fund.
Thank you, Mr. Van Meter. This is before us with a request to waive the second reading. Is there a motion to suspend council rules and forego the second reading of this ordinance?
So moved.
I have a first by Mr. Renner. Is there a second to waive second reading?
Second.
Second by Ms. Jones. Any discussion on the waiver? Hearing none, Mr. Van Meter, would you please call the roll?
Renner?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Padova?
Yes.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Motion carries and waiver of second reading is approved. On to the underlying ordinance. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 57-2025?
So moved.
I have a first by Ms. Jones
Second.
and a second by Mr. Renner. Any discussion? All right. Hearing none, Mr. Van Meter, please call the roll.
Jones?
Yes.
Renner?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Padova?
Yes.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Motion carries and ordinance 57-2025 is adopted. Section M, ordinances for introduction, waiver, and emergency adoption. We have two items this evening. Mr. Van Meter, would you please read ordinances 58 and 59 into the record?
Ordinance 0058-2025, an ordinance establishing the salaries for personnel of the City of Gahanna for the period January 1, 2026 through December 31, 2026, waiving second reading and declaring an emergency. Ordinance 0059-2025, an ordinance establishing the benefits for personnel of the City of Gahanna effective January 1, 2026, waiving second reading and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Van Meter. Is there a motion to suspend rules and waive the second reading of ordinance 58-2025?
So moved.
First by Mr. Renner,
Second.
second by Ms. Padova. Any discussion? Mr. Van Meter, please call the roll.
Renner?
Yes.
Padova?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes. Motion carries and second reading is waived on ordinance 58. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 58-2025?
So moved.
First by Ms. Jones,
Second.
second by Ms. Padova. Any discussion? All right. Hearing none, Mr. Van Meter, please call the roll.
Jones?
Yes.
Padova?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Renner?
Yes.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes. Ordinance 58-2025 is approved with emergency. Ordinance 59 requests a waiver of second reading. Is there a motion to suspend council rules and waive the second reading of ordinance 59-2025?
So moved.
First by Mr. Renner,
Second.
second by Ms. Padova. Any discussion? Mr. Van Meter, please call the roll.
Renner?
Yes.
Padova?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Motion carries and the second reading is waived. Now to the underlying ordinance. Is there a motion to approve ordinance 59-2025 with emergency?
Yes.
First.
So moved.
First by Mr. Renner. You guys have to say it. I know we're all thinking it, but you have to say it.
Yes, second.
John Jones seconds. Any discussion? Mr. Van Meter, please call the roll.
Renner?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Padova?
Yes.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes, motion carries and ordinance 59-2025 is adopted with emergency. All right, our next section, correspondence and actions. Mr. Van Meter, we have a liquor control notice.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Just one notice here this evening for a new permit for Gahanna Chicken 6 Inc., CM Chicken at 109 North Hamilton Road. I did confer with Chief Spence. There are no objections from the Division of Police. Therefore, if council has no objections, I'll return the notice not requesting a hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Van Meter. The next item is the annual report to council as required under City Code 919.06, Water and Sewer Review Board hearing from 2025. Any discussion with regard to this correspondence item coded as item 2025-0263? All right. And thank you to Mr. Weibensinger for providing that to council. We appreciate your diligence. Our next item this evening is an item that Mr. Renner and I would like to bring to your attention. It's coded as file number 2025-0265. This is regarding a letter to the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio regarding net metering policies. And Mr. Renner, would you like to provide context for what is in this file?
Sure. The PCFO alerted us that net metering was being reviewed by the PUCO. Now, in statute, every 5 years, they're supposed to actually do the review. The PUCO had recommended no changes, and at the 11th hour, AEP did comment, and they made two arguments that are really bizarre, and I urge you to actually go read the record. The letter that Councilwoman Bowers and I wrote and submitted addresses these issues, and so please definitely read that letter, but we're in support of the PUCO comments or the staff comments of actually recommending no changes.
Thank you, Mr. Renner. And just for additional context, the comment was required to be provided by Friday, the 12th, which precluded us from being able to bring this forward to council for review and discussion, which is why it is just signed by us in our individual capacities. All right. All right, next, section O, representatives. Community Improvement Corporation, council members Renner and Padova.
We have a CIC, joint CIC council meeting tomorrow at the Senior Center. It starts at 7:30.
Thank you, Mr. Renner. Anything to add, Ms. Padova?
Nope, nothing.
All right, thank you, Ms. Padova. Item 2, Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission update from Councilman Weaver.
Thank you. The commission met on December the 11th. The next meeting is anticipated for February 12th. At the last meeting, Morpsey welcomed the village of Centerburg. A couple items from the report, which thank you as always to council office for their assistance in the preparation of the report. First, I would like to recognize our own Mayor Jadwin as the new chair of the Regional Sustainability Roundtable. Congratulations, Madam Mayor. And could you remind us who the new vice chair is?
Joe Lombardi of Swaco, official Wednesday. Well, actually, they did announce it last Thursday, so yes, it's technically official. But Mayor Kessler has one more round.
And I'm sure he will deliver it with aplomb, as is his usual flair. Couple additional items. Morpsey hosted an Economic Development Academy session on housing and is launching the Local Economic Assistance Program, or LEAP, to support communities in securing economic development resources. Registration is open for the final course, which discusses the pros and cons of economic development tools. That is on the 17th, so this coming Wednesday. I appreciated the city putting word out about the free residential services that Morpsey provides to eligible residents, including no-cost home repair and weatherization programs. There is an income eligibility threshold, but thus far, 268 homes in the county have received free weatherization improvements. So if you think you may be eligible, I encourage folks to take a look at that. I know the city has linked that on the Facebook page. That's where I saw it. I'm sure it might be elsewhere.
It's also on Gahanna.gov.
Thank you. And I believe that is it for my Morpsey report this evening. There is linked in there as well is the legislative highlight put together by Morpsey. I encourage folks to take a look at that as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. Convention and Visitors Bureau, Councilwoman Padova.
Nothing for me this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilwoman Jones, School Board.
Yes, thank you. Just another congratulations to our cross-country state champs and Coach Callahan. A reminder of several upcoming meetings for the school board. We have tomorrow, which is the 16th Finance and Facilities meeting, and then Thursday is a regular board meeting. Both are 6:30 at Clark Hall. A couple of other district announcements. So this Friday is the final day in the old high school building and the last day for open lunch and students moving across the street. The moving company, I heard, is already on site and starting to pack things up and get things into the new building. And last week, I believe, Chief Spence and Dr. Deagle released another safety video, or another video on safety, this one in particular, but highlighting all of the safety enhancements at the new high school. So I encourage everyone to take a look. I also today, very cold day, snow day last week, lots of speculation around the community or desire for no school today. So I actually reached out to Dr. Deagle and others at the district just to understand a little bit of like what goes into that process to decide to have school or not. And so just thought I'd share a couple of things. First and foremost, that our district officials are often on conference calls on these days starting at like 3 a.m. So I know folks are always, why can't we know the night before? They are waiting to really understand truly what the weather is going to be, because unfortunately we know in Ohio we can prepare for things that don't happen. And they always like to prioritize having students in the classroom, but of course are going to look at safety when doing that. There's no hard and fast process or like policy, which is kind of what I asked, but they take into consideration lots of experts, lots of things, including National Weather Service, which gives guidance not only on just snows on the street, but wind chill and how long someone can be outside before it's an unsafe condition. So just wanted to share that because I was, interested as a community member, as a parent, as liaison to the school board, and of course, if you were scrolling social media today, you saw everything spanning. But just know that our district is always prioritizing the safety of our students, and send a huge thank you to the city and the police department that they partner with in making these decisions every day of keeping all of our students safe. And then just last is, not only is Friday the last day in the new building, but holiday break. So a very happy holiday break to teachers, students, and staff who are out of the building through the 22nd. Through the 2nd, if you are a high school student, they get a couple extra days as they move into the building. So I believe 10th graders are back in the building on the 6th or 7th. But just know that, they get a couple extra days. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Official reports, Mayor Jadwin.
Thank you very much. In light of the weather that we've had over the past week, actually 2 weeks, I want to take a moment to recognize our incredible public service team for their efforts to combat the early snow, and it is considered to be early, even though it's a white Christmas we all ask for. 2 weeks ago, they worked in freezing temperatures all day long to repair a water line break along West Johnstown Road. Finished that up about 5:30, went home, ate, took a shower, and turned around and came right back at midnight, and then worked pretty much around the clock to combat and clear roads from that first snowstorm that we had. This past weekend, they again worked around the clock to keep our streets clear, safe, and accessible for everyone. And I have to say, I was actually thrilled when I did notice a few comments on Facebook with people recognizing that, boy, the streets in Gahanna are a whole lot better than they are everywhere else. And it was nice to see their dedication and hard work and commitment get noticed by some folks. So I thank our team for their exceptional service. I think some Parks and Recs folks also were plowing as well. I know they came down our road in the very early hours, and I was quite impressed by how clear the roads were the next morning. But also extend thanks to the residents who took the time to recognize their efforts. And as we recognize that team this evening, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the work of the union leaders of that team and our administrative team as well in reaching a mutually agreed upon contract for the next 3 years. You've heard that contract referenced this evening. The union leaders, Jake McKnight, Damian Palmabero, Cody Rubright, Joe Fravel, Andy Flout. Were the union representatives all elected by their union peers to negotiate that contract on their behalf. The contract took less than 1 hour to actually pass on a vote this afternoon. And I think that's in large part thanks to the collaborative work not only of the union representatives, but our own administrative team, led by Senior Director Vollmer, Senior Deputy Director Corey Weibensinger, Director of Public Service Sean Anvers, and HR Manager Ben Nolan. The union members, just so sometimes we get lost because we think about the public service team, but our union members are comprised of our public service team members, our parks team, code enforcement, mayor's court staff, as well as utility billing folks are all members of the local union. So I want to commend the union leaders and our administrative team for their collaboration and dedication in reaching a mutually agreeable contract that reflects fairness, respect, and our shared commitment to serving the community with excellence. While I'm issuing thanks, I want to recognize, again, our community liaison officers, Blair, Thomas, and Ann Joden. A week ago today, they held a second Mental Health Matters event at the Gahanna Library. 50 to 70, roughly, somewhere in that range, community members attended that event that had more than a dozen vendors. The vendors were all reporting strong engagement with the community members as well. We have contacts for those vendors if people either were there and didn't get contact information or didn't have a chance to go. Those contacts are listed on gahanna.gov, as well as additional resources available on the website. This is a time of year, I think I mentioned it last week, when it's a joyous time for many, but it can also be a very difficult time for many. So if you know someone who might be struggling, either direct them there or reach out yourself, suggest a resource to somebody else, and of course there's always 988 available to call for somebody who may really be suffering. But we just love the conversation on mental health that continues to happen in this community, our partnership with schools in that regard, and we look forward to continuing that dialogue in the new year. This past weekend was a truly remarkable example of community generosity and spirit. The Gahanna Gift Shop hosted 350 families in need that were able to come in, purchase gifts for their own families, empowering them to make sure that they could care for their families. Typically, they have a cutoff at 250, and there was a shout out and for those of you who don't know, Gahanna Gift Shop is a collaborative effort among several of our local churches. They did a call out to their own church members to say, hey, we have a wait list. Would you like to see these folks served as well? And volunteers stepped up and gift donations stepped up. They had more than 3,300 gifts that were donated, enabling those families to come in and shop, which increased their ability to serve by about 40%. Then you had Jason and Colleen Rourke doing visits with Santa and also collecting donations for families on the west side. And of course, Katie McBroom at Starbucks, again, partnering and hosting, not hosting, but serving at least close to a dozen families as well in need, and people stepping up and donating. I'm always touched and overwhelmed by the generosity of our Gahanna community, and I truly believe that it is something that sets us apart. We heard a lot of comments this evening about the diversity of our community, the welcomeness, the openness that we want to continue to exude. And I just want to mention that what happened here this weekend was, I think, exemplary, and it was reflective of the spirit of Gahanna. So kudos to all of our community members who continue to step up. And on that note, as we approach the end of the year, this will be the last time we'll be together until the new year. So I want to take a moment to reflect on that spirit of our community, as well as the dedication of our staff. This year, we've seen neighbors supporting one another, local organizations and individuals stepping up to make a difference in our community, and our staff working tirelessly behind the scenes, often unnoticed, to make sure that our city remains safe, vibrant, and welcoming for everyone. So during this holiday season, I hope everyone has an opportunity to get some rest, to celebrate and enjoy some time with family and friends. Thanks to all of our staff and to all of our members of our community for making this city such a special place to call home, a phrase we continue to use over and over again. So I wish everyone a safe, joyful, and healthy holiday and New Year. And just a reminder that with the holidays, there'll be some adjustment to operating hours here at City Hall. City Hall will be closed December 24th and December 25th, as well as January 1st, which will be great because we'll be celebrating the Buckeyes' win on New Year's Eve on the 31st. So I just had to throw that in, OHIO. So happy holidays to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. City Attorney Tamala Larison.
Thank you. No report for me this evening, but stay tuned for my annual report on January 2nd.
Thank you, City Attorney. Now to council comment for our last section of this evening's agenda. Councilwoman McGregor.
Thank you. I just wanted to commend the streets workers too. The roads were really in great shape. We went out to church on Sunday morning and we turned on Ride Now, and the streets were not only cleared, but they were wet. Whatever mixture they used really affected the snow and the ice. It was very effective use of what did they use? Whatever mixture they used. Anyway, it was very effective because it was not only just like melted it, but it was like really wet, and it was like 4 degrees. Let's see, the next thing, also I wanted to say, to piggyback on the Gahanna gift shop, Lori said that they purchased their gifts. They purchased their gifts for $2 each. And all the money that they raise goes back to Middle School West to support their student functions, and that's where it's held. Second is Jason and Colleen. They have pictures, Rourke, they're having pictures with Santa again this Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. Even though the weather was horrible and it was snowing, they still had, I think, 51 people come and have pictures taken with Santa. So that's way low for what they usually have, but it's pretty good for the weather, considering the weather, because it was still snowing at that time. The last thing I wanted to say was for years, they second guess school closings, like whether they should or shouldn't. When Abby was in school, she went to school with Scott Schmidt, and one day they were talking, and somebody said to Abby, "Why didn't your idiot father close school today?" And she says, "It's not my idiot father, it's Scott's idiot father that should have closed school." So yell at him. So anyway, it's been going on. She's 50, so that's like 32 years ago. So it's been going on forever about second guessing whether they should or shouldn't have school. So I know they make their best decision, and they contemplate long over what's the best decision. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. McGregor. Mrs. Jones.
Thank you. Congratulations again to new Officer Whitney, and welcome to Gahanna. On the "It's Cold Out There" theme, it's hard to, I guess, stay cheerful when it's 2 degrees and less outside. But I feel like this season is also just a good reminder of building community, taking care of each other, check in on your neighbors, check in on those folks where it's hard to get out in this weather or drive. Instead of complaining about a sidewalk that's not shoveled, if you're able-bodied, why don't you move a couple feet down, get your neighbors too? This is really one of those moments where everyone was working truly really hard to keep our community safe, and where we can all chip in and help. Grab some shovels and go do the school parking lots, because our staff is busy, instead of complaining. Whatever we can do, we can all chip in and help one another. I also wanted to just close with some thoughts on the resolution from earlier today around human dignity, and apologies for not sharing it earlier. Just needed to gather thoughts a little bit. First, thank you to colleagues and council, and to Mr. Renner for the partnership, and Mayor for the collaboration that went into the resolution. I appreciate this conversation, that while we don't agree on everything, we have a shared commitment to the kind of place that we want Gahanna to be, and that's one that is grounded in dignity, safety, and belonging for all, and all truly means all, regardless of how or why you got here, regardless of whether you are here with papers or here without. If you reside and put your head down on a pillow in Gahanna every night, it is our responsibility that you are worthy of humanity. And that's what the resolution represented tonight. I want to thank those who came forward to speak this evening, those in person, those on video. It takes courage to show up to speak in front of council anytime, but especially when the issues are deeply personal and in some cases dangerous. I will say that I had asked someone to speak this evening who is an immigrant, and out of fear did not show up this evening. And we have to recognize that. Your voices matter, and we heard them tonight, so thank you. And I think the last thing that I'll just say is that to some, resolutions feel performative. They feel like they're just words on a page. And just know that they are so much more. This resolution tonight was a clear affirmation that everyone that calls Gahanna home, they deserve to be safe, they deserve to be welcome and respected, and acknowledging that rhetoric, whether it's ours or anybody else's, has really real consequences. And again, I'll say that we may not be able to control what happens nationally or what happens in the world, but we all can control our little corner of that. And I feel tonight we took one giant step forward, a continued giant step forward in making our little corner of the world safer for those that truly need it. So thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Padova.
Thank you for that, Councilwoman Jones. Thank you to all of our speakers who are here this evening and those who submitted video comment as well. Also the cross-country team and the Pinnell family. Congratulations to Officer Whitney. Welcome to Gahanna. As I round out the last meeting of my first term here, cannot believe that 4 years went by this quickly. I have learned so much over the last 4 years, and I want to thank all of my colleagues up here for just helping me through and guiding me when needed, and teaching me so many different things. I always appreciate all of the little tidbits of information in whatever form they come in. Also, want to thank all of the residents who I've met along the way. It has been such an honor to get to know so many people here in Gahanna, and hear so many stories and meet so many people who care deeply about this place that they live in. And it is such an honor to be able to serve in this position. And with that, whatever holiday you celebrate this season, I hope you have a happy one.
Thank you, Councilwoman Padova. Councilman Renner.
Haley, why do you do this every time? Because I cannot top that at all. So ditto everything you said. I am finishing my 13th year on council, and I still get choked up. And in fact, I was telling the mayor earlier today that I get choked up when we have swearing-in ceremonies. But it's important that we recognize all the residents and the impact that even the mundane resolutions or legislations that we debate about and pass, it has meaningful impact to everybody. Congratulations to Officer Whitney and to the Pinnell studio, and also to the girls state champion team. I was just actually trying to count how many heads were actually above us. Thank you very much to the speakers on video and in person. It's very important that we hear from all voices. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Renner. Mr. Schnetzer.
I do not have anything to add. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schnetzer. Mr. Weaver.
Thank you, Madam President. First, I'll echo many of my colleagues by saying congratulations and thank you. Congratulations to our new officer, Whitney. Welcome to the city. Congratulations to the Pinnell family. Had some comments last week at committee about it's hard to believe that it has been this long, and then I reflected and I was like, well, you know, high school was about 20 years ago for me, so I guess it is possible that it has been that long. So congratulations and thank you for your continued dedication to the community. Also want to add my congratulations to the girls cross country team and Coach Callahan. It's an incredible feat, and You will not catch me running 500 to 600 miles in 21 weeks, let alone a year, let alone several years. It's just not happening. So kudos to them all. And I believe it was a 4.089 average GPA. That is incredible. And I used to say, if you want something done, give it to someone busy. And it was always the student athletes who had incredible GPAs and were accomplishing so much. So I look forward to all of their next chapters. So congratulations again. Want to just broadly note, first, thank you for all of our speakers this evening, but often council can seem silent, but we have a healthy discussion at our committee of the whole meetings. And so I want to thank all of my colleagues for last week's discussion on the resolution affirming human dignity and echoing that Gahanna is a welcoming community. So thank you to my colleagues for that. I want to thank particularly council members Renner and Bowers for the letter to the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio, and just note, as is mentioned in the letter, that we've heard repeatedly about new demands on the power grid, and here we have a proposal to limit and restrict individuals from making their own choice to aid in easing that constriction. So thank you both for that letter, and I certainly appreciate the tight turnaround that you all had. Lastly, again, it's the burden of going towards the end in the council comments, but would just say thank you to my colleagues, to the administration. I appreciate the debates, and I can confidently say I've disagreed with every single one up here at one point or another, and appreciate all of the diverse perspectives that we have up here, the backgrounds, professions, walks of life, and I think that is important to our community. And it is an honor to not only serve our community, but an honor to serve with all of you. So thank you very much. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. We'll see you next year.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. And just I'll note that Mr. Renner really deserves the kudos for the letter. Incredibly eloquent and well written, articulate of all the reasons why changing the net metering protocol would be detrimental to not just to our residents, but to the overall energy grid. So thank you, Mr. Renner. So last week, I'll just note that my constituent report is attached as a file item to the agenda, but what I really wanted to share was that last week we celebrated my son's birthday, and what he really wanted for his birthday was, Mr. Renner knows, was the Mark Rober Crunch Labs Build Box. I don't know if Mr. Schnetzer has heard about these. Oh, yeah. Okay. Anybody with like a kid of a certain age knows who Mark Rober is. NASA engineer, now a YouTuber. And what I really love about what he does is that you get this build box, and yeah, you can build a cool toy or something, but he explains the physics principles and the engineering principles behind the toy that you're building. And one thing that he said on the first video, we already built our first box, and the thing that he said on the first video was that engineering is an iterative process. And it struck me that so much of what we do, no matter where we are, is an iterative process. And so I wanted to take a few minutes to kind of reflect on that today. As I recently shared with a resident that I'm really incredibly proud of the expanded resident services, improved capital infrastructure, and preeminent safety services that Gahanna provides today. We've been building on values of hard work, stewardship, thoughtful processes, and we know that there is improved clarity and alignment today between council, the administration, the city attorney, and other intergovernmental entities that interact with us. I'm incredibly proud of the expanded and right-sized camp offerings that provide much-needed childcare, high-quality childcare, some of the thoughtful public service expansions, including the street sweeping program, and of course the sidewalk maintenance program that now offers the 50-50 cost share, among other things, including the street tree program. In these last 2 years, Council has really driven an effort to help residents save money on electric bills while decreasing the community's carbon footprint with community aggregation in collaboration with the administration. We've also supported the continuity and stability of a critical community grant program that helps our local nonprofit organizations that do so much to serve our residents with small grants that help them accomplish more in a fiscally responsible and efficient way. We've expanded among all of us on council, but also in council office, the sophistication, knowledge, and education, with several members of the council team attaining accreditations, degrees, or certificates in service of the work that we do for the community. Internally, while we've had difficult moments, I think overall, after the last couple of years, council is functioning more cohesively and collegially. Improved processes, communication, and intentional coordination with leadership across the administration and legal department have helped as we have had the smoothest budget process in recent history. I'm proud of what we've accomplished in the last 2 years, but this is just another step in the iterative process. I look forward to what we accomplish next year, tackling important external-facing issues, including incentive policy in conjunction with the economic development team, continued improved communication with residents, policies and expenditures that align with our Gahanna strategic plan. And I'll conclude with this. The iterative process, building on what has come before, is not limited to projects or events. It's the backbone of the history of our American society. Today is also the 234th anniversary of the ratification of the first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. The expansion of rights to all of us, whether it's First Amendment freedoms, Fourth Amendment due process to everyone who exists in the U.S., Fourth Amendment's equal protection, or the 19th Amendment suffrage, isn't about favoring any one group over another. These rights ensure opportunity for excellence. And that work isn't over. We continue to have the obligation to ensure that we create an environment where everyone who calls Gahanna home has the opportunity to contribute excellence. It betters all of us. With that, I wish everyone a very happy holiday season. May it be filled with what is best of this time of year, warmth, reflection, and togetherness, and I look forward to our continued work in 2026. Thank you. With that, if there's nothing further, we'll adjourn this final council meeting for 2025. Thank you.